I figured while I'm doing an update, I might as well update the 38 too. So as you can see, the black neons have been a lot better about not staying in their school in the back of the tank and stuff like that. And um, so I don't know. I was pretty excited about that. Like I'll give you a wide shot right now, and you can see how there's two or three of them on all sides of the tank. So one of the things I got pretty upset about was I made the or I before the video, like, you guys saw that I had a school of Danios, and the Danios are pretty much taking out all my guppies. Like, I mean, I think they killed three or four, but I'm thinking three of my guppies. One of them happened to be my favorite one. And that was rather upsetting, so I finally just took them out and grabbed the school of black neons. They've been fun, and they look a lot better too. And they're not assholes. But yeah, so after the removal of the Danios, I had 4 guppies left. 4. No, I think I had 3. Pretty sure I had 3. Yeah, 2 of the blacks, and that's the snakeskin, I think. But the one day I started noticing. I was like, all right, one of my guppies is starting to swim around a little bit weird, and he's hanging out at the bottom of the tank and stuff. I was like, I think he's about to go. And no, I had 4. The whole purpose of me telling the story, I had 4 of these guppies, for 3 of the blacks and the snakeskin. So he I was like, it looks like he's not gonna make it. So I come back to the tank later on that night, and I think like somewhere in the tank, like right there, you see that little Corey. He was sitting there next to the dead guppy, and he was like nibbling on his body, and he'd already been picked at. So I don't know. I went ahead and got him out, and then a few days later, another one of my guppies died, and I was just like, oh my god, like enough of the dead guppies. So these guys are I've got one of the black. We got him, and then I've got the little snakeskin. The snakeskin's a freaking trooper. Out of all the ones I bought with the snakeskin, I thought he'd be the one to go first. Because his tail kind of looks a bit ragged, but he's been doing great. I mean, he's friendly as everything. He's friendly as anything, but yeah. So now it's just he and the other guppy, and my local fish store, Bob's Tropical Fish. If you ever stop in Augusta, I need to get rid of that plant. I hate how it looks, and it is also dying. So. But yeah, if you're ever in Augusta, Georgia, definitely stop by Bob's Tropical Fish if you're looking for see what they've got. They play the worst music in the world, but definitely my favorite store. It's where I got pretty much everything. I think aside from like the guppies and the platies, that's where pretty much all these fish came from, and all the plants and everything. But yeah, aside from that, everybody's doing great. I mean, the Corys are fine. This guy's just chilling. I guess I scared him off. But yeah, I mean, everybody's doing all right. Pretty much the biggest change I had was losing the guppies, which is pretty upsetting. Bob's had a bunch of. I think this is what I was trying to get to. Bob's story was Bob's had a bunch of awesome looking fancy guppies, and for some reason, like, I used to find fancy guppies everywhere, but lately there just haven't been as many. And when I find them, they've got terrible color. They don't look too healthy. I mean, you can pretty much only find them. It used to be you can only find them like at like pet shops, like Petco and PetSmart, and like they just haven't had like PetSmart, which is where I found the first 3 guppies I had, including the snakeskin. Those guppies, which that's where I got my favorite one, which is that bright orange one from my other videos. I mean, that's where I got that those fish from, and then a friend of mine went with me, a couple weeks ago, and just ugly guppies. Like pretty much all their fish didn't like have any kind of like color, any kind of strong color, and it was just really disappointing. But yeah, I need to. I thinking about separating these platies. I mean, you can tell the female is the big yellow and orange one, and then the 2 guys are the one I got with her is the smaller one, looks just like her in the back, and then this red guppy here red platy here. It was my first fish. I just started in a 10-gallon. And like, I had a bunch of fake plants and stuff in there, and he and the other one, I don't even know where she is right now. She's down here. Nobody ever plays around with this one. She's always off on her own, and the other guys are just sitting there chasing her. Or this one. But yeah. So, another thing I thought was pretty cool. These two plants right here, or this plant right here, I can't really tell what it is. I think it was something I bought at Petco as like one of the few plants I started out my tank with, and it's like, as you can see, it just grows so freaking fast and tall, and I got like a huge bush, or like a huge bush of it, but a lot of it just kind of dwindled out and separated. But I ended up like separating it, and it got really tall to the point where it was like just creeping up at the top of the tank, and so I was like, all right, I gotta trim this down. So I like snipped off the parts where there weren't any leaves growing, and I like stuck it back in the gravel, hoping it would pick up a little bit. And it didn't die, thankfully. But what's really cool is now you can see where it's actually starting to like kind of flower out, like split into, I mean, it's already done it on this plant once. It's like right there. I hope that's not even the same plant. Where is it? I'm sorry. Right here, you can see where it branched out already, and then it's coming up here, and then branching out again. So I don't know. I'm really liking this plant, and I kind of moved it to the front to kind of give it a little bit of, because I just think it looks good. And it plays around the filter, and oh yeah, that's another big thing. I took the 55. The 50's still on here, or it's over there, but I'm only using it to help seed this one. But I went and bought the Aquaclear 70, which my local fish store had the shell of an Aquaclear 50 for $5, and I was like, oh man, yeah. So like I was gonna get that and then just buy the motor and everything for it, and it turned out that buying all that crap would have been more expensive than just buying a new filter altogether. So I ended up just getting an Aquaclear 70 on here, and the water level's really low too, but yeah, I mean, it's doing alright. I had to take off the extension because it was making my tank really loud and noisy. So eventually I'm going to get this thing taken off, this Aquaclear 50 in the back, and because I just don't think it's right for this tank. Like, it never really puts out, it's really bad at returning water. So yeah, and I have the lids off right now because lids always cause problems with me, but yeah. So the 70 is doing alright. The 50, like I said, gonna take it and stick it on this little beauty over here, which is terribly it's not lit up at all. But yeah, I just got a new stand for it. It's the 20 that I'm gonna try the Wallstad method on. If you check out Dustin's fish tanks, check out his website, fishtanktv.com. It's really awesome. It's probably my absolute favorite person I've ever seen to check out with tanks and stuff, and he's just really awesome. He's a really great guy too. But yeah, so here's the 20 long I've gotten. It fits perfectly in this little window hole I have in my room. And yeah, so I'm gonna do the Wallstad method with that, and I don't really know what I want to put in it right now, but I'm mostly just excited about getting the Wallstad method started on something. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's my next project after I get the new lighting on the 55. The 38 I just kind of got running right now. I mean, I'm not really planning on doing anything too different with it. Maybe take out that dying plant in the middle. It kind of looks out of place anyway. This thing's pretty much just taken over by that Brazilian pennywort. Like, there's like just nothing else. I mean, for some reason I can't even get fucking Anacharis to grow in here. Like, I kept hearing, like, when I was researching Anacharis, all I heard was about how, it's banned from certain states because it grows so rapidly and stuff, and I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to have in there. I like the way it looks. And that shit just doesn't work in this tank for some reason. Yeah, so that's the 38. I'm going to get a new heater on it soon, take the 50 off of it soon, and yeah, I might do something about these platies.